obviously we have to give big rest in peace to Dave. Trugoy the Dove, the man's a legend. We miss you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I wish you could have seen this legacy. It's a beautiful thing. Everything you worked towards happening. And again, shout out to all the De La Soul fans out there that represented. I believe it was about a year ago that we were counting down. You know what I'm saying? To the day of streaming platforms going live. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a beautiful thing. Shout out Cassette Bay in the building. Shout out Mr. September in the building. I see, like I said, I saw earlier non-instrumentals. Shout out to everybody that joins us every Monday night. Let's go ahead and start the game off. It's not even the game. Tonight's a conversation. A conversation about dope music. Again, no winners or losers. Shout out DJ Little Rock in the building. DJ Little Rock, what up? We are talking about De La Soul is Dead. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and start things off. Let's play the album. Like I said, let's talk about it track by track. We usually have 5 rounds around here where we're going to play all music all night. 5 rounds go by the following sort of themes. The first one being singles, the second being lyrics, the third being production, the fourth being the skip factor, and the fifth being the overall question, did it age well? Let's start talking about the singles off of this project. Again, this was an amazing release. I believe the release date, if I'm not mistaken, was May 13th, 1991, which is basically a spring-summer project, which again is kind of how you associate De La Soul, but with that artwork still being as colorful as we imagine it to be, the pottery, what do you call the pot holding the flowers just being sort of turned over and the flowers being dead. It represented a whole new different meaning to what they were trying to bring on their sophomore project. Let's start things off with track 1. I mean, do you guys want to hear the intro? Do we want straight to music? Let's get straight to music, right?
Music. Yeah.
Even though all the skits are great.
Yo, we've been working on the good rev is 100% right, and Mal kind of brought up too. It's a funny album. It's got amazing skits and storylines, and we're definitely going to talk about that. But let's talk about some music. Let's start with a little song that some people might have got put onto initially, maybe back in 91, and some might have gotten put onto a little down the line in life when they were playing a little video game called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Let's talk about Oodles of O's.
Oh.
Oodles of O's, you get it from my sister, you get it from my bro. All I is man and once an embryo. Am I solid gold? I don't cast the glow. Yes, I guess it's reflex, some have no control. I'd rather let her laughter and tell you if I go canoeing up the river or out into the O. You just know we're not so not in a roll. Some are lovey-dovey, I hear click control. Some shake your hand, but this is called show. I was John Donar, Mr. Jolico, pissed with the witness, and now I know. O's got the world, cause O's was on tour. Girls gave the O's and guys O's for sure. Where they arose from, nobody knows. What do they mean? Well, here's how it goes. Those shoots got the O's. When you hold the dough, you know who you are, but they didn't know. And now with respect, they flex like a pro. You're first another nigga, but now an afro. Oodles and oodles and O's and oodles and oodles and oodles of O's. You know, they giving oodles and O's and O's and oodles and oodles and oodles of O's. They giving oodles and O's and O's and oodles and oodles and oodles of O's. Last
man, I could play songs all night, like I said, but we got to keep. There's 27. Is it 27? Am I bugging? How many tracks are on this project? Listen, skits included, and everything. 27 tracks altogether. I was so excited to dive into the project. I didn't even follow the lineup. We got to talk singles off the bat. I mean, I'll leave it up to the room. Like I said, what do you guys think? Do you want to go track by track? Do you want to go, sort of per category? What are you guys thinking? I'll leave it up to the room.
I'm glad
you played Oodles.
Let's go by category.
You got to play that.
Executive producer says we got to go back to the original way, but I did get to play a little bit of Oodles and News. Like I said, we're going to talk about where that falls in the structure of all this. But let's go ahead and singles as well, because this is really, again, what most people might recognize if you're not a heavy album listener like I wasn't at the time. But let's talk about some of these songs. Let's go in order. Let's start things off with single number 1 off of De La Soul. If you know, you know. Let's talk about it. Ring, ring, ring. Ha ha. Hey. Let's talk about it. De La Soul.
Yes, this is Miss Renee King out of Philadelphia. I'd like for you to give me a call on area code 215-222-4209, and I'm calling in reference to the music business. Thank you.
can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Hey, how are you doing? Sorry I can't get through. Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Once again, it's another rap bandit, feeling an eye and I can't stand it. Wanna be down with the day glow, knocking on my door saying, hey yo yo. Knocking on my door saying, hey yo yo, I got a funky new tune with a fly banjo. I can't understand what the problem is. I find it hard enough dealing with my own biz. How they get my name and number? Then I stop and think and wonder about a plan. Yo man, I gotta step outside. You wanna call me up? Take my number down. It's 2222222. I got an answer machine that can talk to you. Hey yo,
hey, how you doing? Sorry I can't get through, but leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Yo, check it, exit the old style into the new, but nothing's new by being hawked by me. Or should I say a flock, cause around every block there's Harry, Dick, and Tom with a demo in his palm.
Girl meets boy on Thursday night. Boy was high, girl fly like night. They hold hands until next day. Boy then let's go hit his way. Boy rolls blunt back to his boy. Erection brings bad boy joy. Boy thinks of that big fat back. Big black fat, love big black fat. Girl calls boy to stand him up on Saturday. Saturday is the Saturday. It's the Saturday. It's the Saturday. Saturday is the Saturday. Saturday is the Saturday.
Back once more with the wallop in the store. Smash about a riff shit to make you rock your hip. Revival of the roller boogie in the rickin' shit to make you think about the time we spoke fun instead of fight. But hopping from a piece of metal should have jumped in light. Slip your butt to the fix of this mix. Toss that briefcase, it's time to let loose, cause you work like heck to get the weekend check. So unfasten that sleeper on your neck. Connected like a vibe from the wheel to the foot. Come on everybody, get the funky output.
5 days you work, 1 whole day to play. Come on everybody, wear your roller skates today. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, yes.
Now as
If you will suck my soul, I will lick your funky emotions.
this is the styling for a title that sounds silly, but nothing silly about the trifling times of Millie. Millie, a Brooklyn queen, originally from Philly, complete with that accent that made her sound hillbilly. Around this time, the slamming drug was milk is chillin', but even cooler was my social worker Dylan. Yeah, I had a social worker cause I had some trouble. Anyone who ripped on me, I popped it dome like bubbles. He'd bring me to his crib to watch my favorite races. That's how his daughter Millie became one of my favorite faces. She had the curves that make you wanna take chances. I mean, her man, I love to make advances. I guess her father must have got the same feeling. I mean, actually finding his own daughter Millie appealing. At the time, no one knew, but it was a shame that Millie became a victim of the touchy game. Yo, Millie, what's the problem? Lately you've been bugging. On your dookie earring, someone must be tugging. You were a dancer who could always be found clubbing. Now you're worried now with the frown you're lugging. Come to think your face would stink when deals around you. He's your father, what then happened? Did he ground you? You shouldn't flip on him cause Bill is really cool. Matter of fact, the coolest seller in the school. He hooked up a trip to bring us all the Lacey's. He volunteered to play on Santa Claus and Macy's. Child, you got the best pops anyone could have. Dylan's cool, super hip, you should be glad. Yeah, it seemed that Santa's wings was parallel with Dylan. But when Millie and him got home, he was more of a villain. While she slept and he crept inside her bedroom. and he would toss her, then would force her to give him headwind. Millie tried real hard to let this hell not happen, but when she fussed, he would just commence to slap.
Yo, Dylan, man, Millie's been out of school for a week, man. What's the deal?
I guess he was giving Millie Bruce's time to heal. Of course, he told us she was sick, and we believed him. And at the department store in Santa, we would see him. And as he smiled, his own child was at home plotting how off the face of this earth she was gonna knock him. When I got home, I found she had tried to call me. Mama, she had kicked to her. Hey, how you doing?
Sorry.
Jody got a cat, but she won't let it out. Oh, tough luck, cause the mix checked out. Waiting on the winds, he moves to the next. Searching for the cheese, looking for the text. In the big blue, in search of a skin. Grinning and laughing, laughing and grinning. Padlock Jody got the whole scene played. No knocking boots till she's 14K. Diamond in the back, sunroof top. Waiting for the credit card so she can go and shop. Jack plays the back, just knocking other socks. Cause now in the hood, he's till one ring came, Jody blew a spark. Found about Judy round the corner in the park. Flipping like a dipstick, hip to the news. Practicing the rain, mellow in the blues. Jack rolls the confident, swift like a skate. Yo, Jody, yo, gotta go, got a date. Padlock, Jody screaming, wait, wait, wait. Don't worry, hun, he replies, I'm keeping the faith.
Maceo on the cuts again. A little block of De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? To get the soul riveted while we start this dissection. Like I said, let's just discuss. Let's talk about it a little bit. Again, I pardon me, like I said, for starting discussion off the wrong way by playing Oodles of O's at the beginning. But again, we got to hear a little gem of that, and we're gonna talk about that in another round. But let's talk about
you never have to apologize for playing Oodles.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will ever complain about that.
You know what it is? I'm so OCD about it. I was like, this is the singles category. We got to talk about singles.
Hey, man, you got to preface it with something. And they prefaced the album with that. So,
yeah,
this is true. And again, while it wasn't a single, let's say, like I said, it did show up on video games, which video games at that point in time were already a big deal.
Should have been a single. Should have been, because I heard it on the radio a lot.
It's so dope. You know what's crazy, man? Is like I really wish they had made a video for Millie, man. Like it was the single. It was the
Can you imagine them making that video though?
That would have been so dope though back then, man. It would have worked in '91, man.
They could have.
They can make
whatever.
But it was so tragic. But it was a dope sound.
But I think the way things were in like the early '90s with the videos, like there was a lot of hardcore. You know, you had the coming of like a lot of hardcore stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, Brenda's Got a Baby was a video. I mean, there's a lot of harsh stuff that had videos out there. Slow Down with Brandon. I mean, there's some videos talking about some real stuff that was like, still big hits and stuff. So I think that could have been a dope video, but maybe it wasn't in the budget.
Because the messaging still plays out today. You know what I mean?
It does, man. It does. Way ahead of his time, man. With that
they were talking about in the chat room. They're just saying someone kind of, they know somebody that kind of lived that story. This is not the first time, again, this kind of stuff was addressed on this is called on wax. You know what I mean? Am I bugging? Was the Nikki D song with Daddy Don't Know to Hurt Him? Did they talk about that as well, or was it she just pregnant?
She got pregnant. She got pregnant.
Yeah,
that was it. Okay, so Daddy wasn't doing nothing like this.
It wasn't like this. No.
It wasn't like this. Thank goodness.
It certainly didn't end like this. So
Oh no! Well, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me put on my rock hat for a minute. There was a group around this time, same thing, around maybe like late '80s, early '90s. Aerosmith. I don't remember which album it was. Janie's Got a Gun.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Similar topic. You know, the daughter just kind of had enough and do what she got to do. And it was just a little. I think it's a little. We got to put the spotlight obviously on De La Soul for the obvious reason, right? But it's nobody was doing that in hip hop at that time. Then you know what I'm saying? Like I thought Nikki D for a second, and I was wrong, and that would have been later anyway. But this topic, that's crazy. That's
Nikki D might have been 91. Nikki D might have been 91,
but it wasn't the same time.
The song wasn't. Yeah.
He's in the native tongue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot of videos back then that were kind of like hard hit. I mean, even pop acts like it's not quite the same, but like when Madonna made Papa Don't Preach, right? Which made it come out in like
Right.
90. I mean, that's a
Right.
real, talking about abortion and or not having abortion, all that type of
Right.
stuff. Like back then, that was like unheard of back then, as far as a pop singer doing that. So
Crazy
I think that was the time when people were taking chances. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Dylan.
Not at all, not at all. Just, I mean, we're talking about these again. We're talking about 4 songs at the moment. We just happen to be talking about
Right.
But while we're on the topic of 4 songs, can we just? I absolutely love a roller skating jam.
Oh man,
forever.
It's Monday night, and that song comes on, and I feel like it's a full blown Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
is it the video? Or is it the song
Nah,
that
it's
gives
the song.
off? No, I'm saying that gives off the roller skating vibes. 'Cause to me,
Well, the video made it like the thing. Like that video shoot looked like it was fun.
oh my god, it looks so much fun.
But the song, way before the video came out, I just got that always got that same feeling when I heard the song. Man. It's just like, like what is it? Who's that? The BG sample? Who is that? The Chicago, the Chicago sample, and I mean it's just like feel good. It's like it perfectly captures the vibe. And then of course you got it popping off with Q-tips. Like that voice, like the flow and the voice. And
let's not forget Vinya Mojica.
Vinya Mojica, Vinya Mojica. I was gonna say like everything. The vibe was perfect, man.
He kills that.
I mean, that's
man.
that good Saturday morning cleanup music.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? But there's I don't know if it's if you got the single, you got one of y'all got. I know one of y'all got the vinyl. There's like a 7-minute remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Saturday let's have fun type one, but they just keep,
that shit. And I believe isn't this the same time when Tip did "Groove Is in the Heart"?
Might have been.
Yeah, when D-Light came out, yeah, it
might have been. Yeah, might have been.
I kind of think of those 2 records like when I'm playing them, I'll kind of play them after one another. But that was
that's
what a time, man. And
such a good record. Such a good record.
I wanted to bring up real quick, man. Like so, Ring 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 was not. I know it was the first single. It wasn't my favorite, right? When I first heard it, but over the years, I like grew to like really enjoy it. And the funniest part about it, much like this album, like I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a very sarcastic person. So this album may be the most sarcastic album like ever made in hip hop, and it's just like to me, Ring 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 was such a just asshole type song, dude. It's like everybody, they had to remember they weren't that far into their career to forget about what it was like trying to come up. So they know people trying to shop the demo, but they were just like, man, we ain't got no time for that. And they making fun of each other. You got who was it? Mace gave out the number, to Paz's number, told her, send the tape to him, and then they're like playing practical jokes on each other and talking, hanging up on cast. It's just like hilarious to me when you think about it. It's kind of cold blooded, but
the video was dope too because
the video was the same thing. And I use that just as in an asshole manner. I use that when you was first able to make voicemail tones.
Yeah.
that was it for years. I'm talking Nokia phones. Ain't nobody had a Nokia in forever.
Right.
You gave him the hey, how you doing? Huh? That's what's up.
Again, very dope. Those singles. These are all the songs that I get with the representation of this particular project. And again, we're talking about the particular sophomore jinx that a lot of people expect from certain artists, groups, solo acts, whatever. They definitely were on that chopping block of being, sort of labeled the sophomore jinx, whatever the case may be. Their choice to go a little bit left when everybody was expecting them to go right, a cul-de-sac movie that's very notorious here on East Beats and Rhymes. It was very, very, very well executed because you have the fact that De La Soul is Dead is the name of the title, right? So you're already like, what? Like, I just had an amazing debut project.
I mean, De La
I mean?
Soul has to arguably be the most consistent rap group ever.
Yeah.
Arguably, yeah. I agree.
I mean,
why do you say that? Why do you say that?
I mean, like I forget who said it. Might have been Scared or Mal. They said everybody said they love all the De La albums, and I'm like, me too. I'm thinking about just the times that they came out. Like Balloon was over people's heads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people started to like it later. The Stakes is High right after that. Come on, man. And it was so bugged out being that we were like neighbors. Like Paz and Mace lived equal distance from me during from the whole time I was in high school. I used to have to walk past their crib to go to school.
You know what's real wild?
seeing
Good
him on
Run?
Rap City and then seeing
Yeah.
him picking up the mail. It was like,
Yeah, that's wild. I was gonna say Gorilla. You know what really got me though? So they had that consistency with all those albums, right? But it was like a long break of
yeah,
label stuff or whatever, all that stuff before they came out with like the Grind Date. Now to me, that was on a whole different label and everything. And Grind Date was so
Yeah.
damn good. It was so impressive. I
Yeah.
was just kind of like, yo, I was like, do these dudes ever make anything whack? Like I'm just kind of like, I'm like,
Nope.
they've been away for a minute. I'm like, they've been away for a minute. You know what I mean? Like usually when something like that happens, they come back and the album's like, you know what I mean? It's like they may have one good song, two good songs. That whole joint was fire, man. I was just like, these dudes they're just different. You know what I mean?
It's
They're
dope,
just
man,
different.
because it's like when you look at the 3 singles we just talked about, right? And then you look at them, they attack different subject matters. And you start from there, and then you kind of look at from that point of that to even to how you mentioned the Grind Date, and they've been consistent throughout and have been able to attack topics and make good music each and every time. They always update their formulas, right? So like the beats are never dated. Like this, like we're playing this right now from '91, and it's still fire.
it's
You know what I mean?
knocking.
And that's the great thing about De La Soul. When we hear the music, they're able to. They remind me too of like the way I kind of look at it. They're not the concept when we think of like superstars, so to speak, right? And what I mean by that, it's kind of like to what you were just saying, bro. Like these cats, you see these cats in the neighborhood, you know who they are, you know they're stars, but they're still personable. So to speak, you can actually kind of relate to De La Soul.
Right. It's true. It's true. I think we're
Yeah,
gonna.
I want to real quick. I want to just ask everybody, like, so the third, technically third, fourth, whatever you want to call it, single, was Keeping the Faith, so
Yeah.
I mean, was it about like some chick that, she won't give it up until you spend a lot of money, all that type of stuff, right? And of course they were pretty young during that time, so it's kind of like there was a thing that was being talked about. But what did y'all ever think about like that? I mean, again, it's a very honest single, but it's like, what did y'all ever think about that? Especially the fact that they probably could have either done Millie or that as like the video, but they did a video for Keeping the Faith. Like, what did y'all think about that song or the video?
I mean, I love that record. And once I heard it, when I got a little bit older, I was like, oh, so now they, this is what I wish I was on it like that. Maybe not, but things might have turned out different. But I mean, I felt that was a great follow-up single, you know what I'm saying, for the album.
Yeah, that joint was fun, man. It's a funny song too, man. It's like
it could be a comedy album, man. It's
totally.
But they sneak in the message with the good beats.
And
hold on. Speaking of sneaking messages, we gonna wrap up like this little segment right here, which we call the singles portion of the discussion. Like I said, we were talking the singles off of De La Soul Is Dead, which basically was Ring Ring Ring, Ha Ha Hey, Roller Skating Jam, named Saturdays, Millie Pulled a Pistol on Santa, and Keeping the Faith. These were all, again, as Scam mentioned, different sounding material that all were classified as the songs that were out there to grab more listeners and reel them in, aka the singles.